Gary Gensler, the Chief Executive Officer of the Securities and Exchange Commission, is said to have resigned in the face of rising legal problems. For a number of reasons, including the high-profile Ripple litigation, allegations of severe misbehavior among the SEC lawyers, and rising pressure from the cryptocurrency industry, Gensler's departure represents a big shift. Although Ripple considers this to be a victory, the wider use of this technology is still unknown. Maintain vigilance for further developments regarding this unfolding topic. Make sure you subscribe, like, and share this video, and then we can get started. Our first order of business is to conduct some analysis. The price of XRP is currently at 55 cents, which is the same level that I mentioned a few days ago. Good morning. It now appears as though it is attempting to build support on top of itself. This is an encouraging sign that we have just begun a new trend, and I will go into further detail about this particular topic in the video update that Cassie and I will be releasing later. Another technical analysis by Cassie is going to be presented next. Therefore, XRP is going to put the key support to the test. We are looking for it to begin constructing support near the bottom of this triangle, which is shown by the purple line on my chart. I am able to observe that there is alignment there with a retracement of 0.236 at 53 cents and with subwaves landing at 52.5 cents. XRP is the source of all lies. In breaking news, Jeremy Hogan, a lawyer for XRP, has indicated in his brief that there is a chance of a settlement between Ripple and the SEC that would be worth $100 million. Gensler dismisses attorneys from the SEC. Ripple has declined to pay the $2 billion fine. In light of this, the United States Securities and Exchange Commission is currently confronted with a significant amount of attention and legal challenges from the cryptocurrency business, particularly from Ripple and its stock XRP talking. Despite the fact that there are no allegations of fraud or recklessness, the Securities and Exchange Commission has requested a penalty of $2 billion against Ripple. This proposal has been met with criticism as an overreach that might have far-reaching ramifications for the whole cryptocurrency industry. Lawyers at the Securities and Exchange Commission (CC), who recently resigned after being found guilty of gross misconduct in a case involving Ripple, are at the center of the dispute. The SEC's legitimacy has been called into question as a result of this discovery, which has also spurred speculation about the possibility of power abuse. Ripple has made the most of this chance by contending that its arguments for injunctive release were undercut by decisions made by the SEC that were delayed and that failed to acknowledge responsibility. The legal struggle is not limited to Ripple crypto lobbyists, and advocacy groups such as the Blockchain Association and the Crypto Freedom Alliance of Texas have joined forces to contest the regulatory approach taken by the Department of the Securities and Exchange Commission (SEC). The Securities and Exchange Commission (CC) is facing increasing pressure, which raises the question of whether it will double down like a wiper or whether it will risk being a laughingstock in a judicial system. In anticipation of a potential fear, uncertainty, and doubt, Gensler's strategies, and the fact that the cryptocurrency community must brace itself for a potential market volatility and strategic positioning from both sides. The upcoming congressional oversight hearing on the regulatory activities of the SEC's Gary Gensler could further intensify the situation, mainly due to the fact that the conclusion of this legal struggle may ultimately have significant repercussions for the future of cryptocurrency in the United States. It is possible that the fate of the cryptocurrency business will be determined by the decisions made by lawmakers and the results of the 2018 elections. Senator Elizabeth Warren has proposed legislation that might prevent cryptocurrency from being used in any way, shape, or form. According to a proverb, the only thing that is required for evil to triumph is for good people to do nothing. It is of the utmost importance for crypto enthusiasts and businesses to interact with their representatives and fight for a regulatory framework that encourages innovation while preserving consumers' rights. Interests. Ripple, unmoved by the complaint filed by the SEC, is preparing Foyara for the initial public offering IPO with interest from investors. Ripple, the firm that is responsible for XRP, is currently engaged in a heated conflict with the Securities and Exchange Commission (SEC). Ripple is appealing the penalties that have been issued by the regulatory body, while at the same time claiming that it is in accordance with the law and challenging the harsh demands that the SEC has made. There are a variety of deadlines for settlement that legal experts give. There are many who are looking forward to a speedy conclusion, while others are preparing themselves for a drawn-out court battle. David Schwartz, the Chief Technology Officer of Ripple, recently shed light on his profound commitment to the company. This is an example of the leadership's willingness to share their ideas. Schwartz expressed sorrow over his decision to invest in company stock rather than XRP while he was reflecting on previous decisions. Schwartz made it clear that his allegiance is with Ripple itself and not with any individual within the organization. He was chosen by Chris Larsen, the founder of Ripple, for his unrelenting dedication to the company. When he was in the thick of conversations concerning Ripple's shares and an imminent initial public offering IPO, he made a passing reference to the prospect of returning to his passion. The liquidity of Ripple shares against that of XRP. The liquidity mismatch between the Ripple shares on XRP was brought to light by Schwartz during the process of preparing for the initial public offering IPO of Ripple. It was emphasized by him that XRP possesses higher liquidity in comparison to the stocks of privately held companies, initiating discussions within the XRP community around the potential effects that an initial public offering IPO could have on Schwartz's portfolio and the stocks that he owns. What exactly is the plan of action? In the meantime, Ripple's plans for a U.S. initial public offering IPO have been put on hold due to the legal impasse with the SEC. Schwartz is contemplating selling some stocks as options are getting close to expire. Additionally, in spite of the unpredictability, CEO Garlinghouse continues to maintain an optimistic outlook, which is supported by Ripple's valuation of $11 billion and continued investor participation. The price of XRP went up by 6% as a result of Ripple's legal challenge against the Securities and Exchange Commission's SEC late submission of an expert document. Ripple has requested that the court disregard the recent expert report that was submitted by the SEC. The company argues that the study was submitted too late and contained improper financial facts. Consequently, defense attorney James Phelan discussed this matter, and as a consequence, the price of XRP surpassed $0.55 in a weekly increase of more than 10% overall. After 24 hours, the value of XRP has dropped by more than 3%. Over the course of the last 24 hours, the price has dropped by 3.5%, reaching $0.53. It is in contrast to the performance of the currency during the course of the past week, during which it has undergone an uptrend of 10%, going from $0.49 its present price. XRP's price movement and volatility over the previous 24 hours are compared in the chart below, which also compares its price movement over the past week to its price movement over the past 24 hours. Bollinger Bands, which measure volatility for both daily and weekly price movement, are represented by the gray bands in the financial chart. The greater the width of the bands or the greater the size of the gray region, during any given time period, the greater the degree of volatility. Therefore, the trade volume for the coin has decreased by 13% over the course of the last week, and the circulating supply of the coin has decreased by 0.16%. This puts the total amount of the coin that is currently in circulation to $55.13 billion, which is equivalent to around 55.13% of its maximum value of $100 billion. XRP is currently ranked 8th in terms of market capitalization, or $30 billion, according to the data that we have. At that time, Ripple analysts forecast that XRP would skyrocket by 70%, and there is only one thing that can stop this rapid expansion. Arlinda, a crypto analyst working on the trading platform Trading, believes that XRP is on the verge of experiencing a large price spike of between 50 and 70% in the not-too-distant future. The bullish tentacle pattern, also known as the false break of support, is currently being formed by the digital asset, which is trading at approximately 54 cents of the dollar. When an asset's price briefly goes below a support level but rapidly recovers, this is referred to as a false break in a tentacle analysis. This type of false break typically indicates that there are underlying strengths and the possibility for an upward rise. Recently, the company made the announcement that it is willing to pay a punishment of $10 million rather than the $2 billion penalty that was previously requested. Despite the fact that two famous lawyers have resigned from their positions at the Securities and Exchange Commission seat, Arlinda believes that if the legal complexities are swiftly handled, a new bullish cycle will begin for XRP, which would enable Ripple to conquer new peaks. All of the information that we have for today's video is presented here, therefore make sure to subscribe, like, and share the video, and we will see you in the next one. Peace.